All right, let's talk about one of the best projects you can tackle as a homeowner in Central PA, the bathroom remodel. It adds so much value, so much comfort, but before you get lost in tile samples and faucet designs, there's one really important question we have to answer first. And honestly, it's the one that trips up more people than you'd think. So you're there, you're ready to go, you're planning that big bathroom remodel, whether you're in Lancaster, York, or anywhere in between. You've probably got a whole vision board full of ideas, but as you get closer to actually swinging a hammer, there's that little voice in the back of your head wondering, what are the rules? And that's exactly what we're going to clear up today. Because here's the thing, your most important decision has nothing to do with shiplap or shower heads. It's all about the permit. Getting this wrong can cause a world of hurt, way beyond just a simple headache. So let's start by thinking about permits in a whole new way. Okay, first things first, we've got to change how we see the word permit. I know, you hear permit and you immediately think headache, red tape, bureaucracy. But what if I told you it's actually for your benefit? Think of it as a layer of protection for your house, your money, and your family. So what is it really? A building permit is basically a safety checkup for your project. It's the official thumbs up saying that everything you're planning to do meets Pennsylvania's safety codes. This makes sure that the stuff you can't see, the plumbing in the walls, the new wiring, is all done right. Ah, the million-dollar question. It's so tempting, isn't it? Just hire a guy, get it done quick and quiet, and hope for the best. I mean, it's just a bathroom, right? Well, skipping that piece of paper can have some pretty huge consequences. And here they are, in black and white. For starters, your local township can slap you with big fines and a stop work order, grinding your project to a halt. Then, let's say that new plumbing leaks and damages your ceiling. Guess what? Your insurance company could see you don't have a permit and deny the claim. Ouch. Trying to sell your house later? This could become a massive deal breaker. But honestly, the most important reason? Safety. We're talking about leaks, mold, and even fires from bad electrical work. It's just not worth the risk. Okay, so you're on board. Permits are important. But when exactly do you need one for a bathroom remodel? This is where a lot of the confusion comes in, but it's actually simpler than you think. Here's the easiest way to break it down. If you're changing the bones of the bathroom, you're going to need a permit. That means moving a toilet, taking down a wall, adding a new electrical outlet. But if you're just changing the skin, painting, putting a new tile on the floor, replacing a faucet in the exact same spot, you often don't. And that word often is key. Now this chart is super helpful because it gets into the nitty-gritty. See this? Replacing a vanity in the same location? Maybe not, but you should always double check with your township. But move the toilet? Yes, absolutely. That requires a permit. Converting your tub to a cool, curbless shower? Well, you're moving the drain, so that's a definite yes. The golden rule is pretty clear. If you're touching the plumbing, the structure, or the electrical layout, you're in permit territory. All right, so you've figured out your project needs a permit. Don't panic. It's not as scary or complicated as it might seem. It's really just a series of logical steps to make sure your project is safe and up to code. Let's walk through it. So here's what it looks like in practice. You or your contractor will submit the application with your plans. Then the township gets to work reviewing everything, which usually takes about 2 to 4 weeks. Once they give it the green light, you get your permit, and then, and only then, can the real fun begin. Now, getting the permit isn't the end of it. An inspector will need to pop in at a few key moments. The first one is called the rough-in. This is where they check the plumbing and wiring before the drywall goes up. And this is so important because they can't see through walls. After that, they might check the electrical again, and then finally, when everything's done and beautiful, they'll come for a final inspection to sign off on the whole project. Knowing the rules is half the battle, right? The other half is just smart planning. A little bit of prep work on the front end can save you from huge delays and major frustrations later on. So let's talk about how to make sure your project goes off without a hitch. One of the smartest things you can do is build a local A-team. Working with trusted local pros who really know the lay of the land in our area is a game changer. These folks are familiar with the local codes and what the inspectors are looking for. They're not just suppliers, they're part of your team. So what does all this peace of mind cost? What's the price tag on doing things the right way? Well, in most cases, you're just talking about a few $100s. Seriously, when you look at the total budget for a bathroom remodel, it's a tiny fraction. And this quote just nails it. Think about it. Would you rather pay a couple $100 now or possibly thousands upon thousands later to rip open a finished wall because something wasn't done right? When you look at it that way, the permit isn't a cost.
It's an investment in doing the job right the first time. Whew, we've covered a lot, so let's put it all together. Let's create a simple, straightforward checklist you can use to get your project started on the right foot.
Here you go, your 5-step action plan. 1. Figure out if your job needs a permit. 2. Get the right paperwork from your local township. 3. Hire licensed professionals who know the drill. 4. Hand in really clear, detailed plans. This speeds things up so much. And 5. Stay on top of scheduling your inspections, and please keep all your documents somewhere safe. It's that simple.
At the end of the day, planning for the permit isn't extra work. It's just part of the work. It's how you guarantee the job is done right. It's how you protect your home, your investment, and your family. So yeah, your gorgeous new bathroom is waiting. You just have to ask yourself, is your paperwork ready? Because the tile can wait, the permit can't.